run some errands. Please tidy up this place. No! Wow! How did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie Power Tools, Charbroil Barbecue Grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's, Benny's,
Good evening. In the headlines for tonight's newscast, Minister Louis Zabane comments on Mira family contracts. Activist Jeremy Enriquez files Freedom of Information request seeking details into redistricting process. NBC introduces 2 new buses to their fleet and installs camera monitoring systems to increase passenger safety. And CEO Caucus brings replanting program to schools in push for 1 million trees by 2035. These stories and more coming up next on tonight's newscast. Stay tuned.
Newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Looking good, Mom.
Hey guys, I'm off to run some errands. Please tidy up this place. No! Wow! How did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie Power Tools, Charbroil Barbecue Grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's, Benny's,
Longest show on TV. You catch all the happenings straight out of San Ignacio with plenty of tea. Good ladies here, good ladies. Everywhere for evening on the show. Laugh and real talk. No one tells it like Andy, Belize's favorite storyteller. So grab your friends, kick back, tune in only on Plus TV.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's.
Good evening and welcome to Plus News for today, June 10th, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. It has been revealed that over the past 5 years, $1.7 million worth of contracts were given to the sister of former Minister of National Defense and Border Security and the current Minister of Home Affairs, Oscar Mira. Leaked Smart Stream screenshots show that between December 2020 and August 2025, Mira's sister, Jenny Shubra Mira, received approximately $1.7 million, mostly from the Ministry of Defense. It is believed that the contracts were awarded to Mira for vegetables. Majority of the payments made to Mira's sister were under $10,000, meaning that the payments escaped oversight from the Ministry of Finance. Today, we asked Mira's cabinet colleague, Louis Zabane, for his thoughts on the leaked contracts. While Minister Zabane tiptoed around the reports of acquisitions surrounding Mira, he did say that as a sitting minister, he frequently reminds his staff to do their jobs with integrity as they are positioned to serve the public and not themselves.
I can only speak of things that are in my ministry and that I am aware of. We operate according to what the regulations are. And in fact, the team that's being built at the NBC, I can tell you, we have made it very clear to them that besides competence, which is very important, integrity is critical. A big thing that has adversely affected the industry has been issues where we can't have people who are doing their jobs fully and properly. And in the case of NBC, we are trying to make sure that we build our people so they can serve our customers as best as possible.
But do you agree that this is a long-standing practice governments before and the current government doing?
Oh, you mean in the case of the...
In the case of doing the transactions below $10,000 so it doesn't have to go through the scrutiny?
Well, I am new to the government system, so I don't know if that's the practice or not. We are here to do what has to be done, and that's what we do. So I can only speak again to what we do, and we have to do what is right. It's just as simple as that.
But there hasn't been any advice maybe from your senior colleagues being like, you know, you could do this, you could do that. If you want, you could send money through less than 10,000. Maybe they mentioned it to you?
No, I hope you record this and you put this there. People know who they're talking to when they're talking with me, right? I have my standards that I've maintained before I came into government, and by the grace of God, we will maintain them until we finish our service to our people. That's how I operate, and I believe and I hope that all my colleagues operate the same way, because that's why we were brought into government, because people have confidence in us that we will do the right thing, and that's not hard to do if you just go to work and know that you're serving people. Then it's not hard to do at all.
Belizean activist Jeremy Enriquez has filed a Freedom of Information request with the Elections and Boundaries Department seeking details into the redistricting process. In an interview with the media earlier this year, the Prime Minister announced that the government would be undertaking a redistricting exercise to be completed in 2026. Enriquez says that half the year is over and there has been no update from the government. On Tuesday, June 9th, Enriquez filed a Freedom of Information request with the Elections and Boundaries Department, inquiring if any progress has been made regarding redistricting.
Yesterday, I submitted a Freedom of Information request to the Elections and Boundaries, basically to update or to provide some information as to the status of the redistricting process. The Prime Minister had promised that this would be done by the end of 2025, if not the end of 2026. So we're midway of 2026 and we're not hearing anything about the progress of the redistricting from the Elections and Boundaries Commission. And people have a right to transparency and people have a right to know what is going on. How far have they reached? When is the timeline? What is the process like? What kind of mapping information are they using? All of those kinds of information we need to know, and the people need to be along with the process. So this work, they're working in secrecy, and I don't think that is fair, and I don't think it is right. This is the first time that we're requesting that information from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, and we hope for a positive response and for in line with transparency and accountability. We want to know what kind of analysis they're using, what kind of information, what are the demographic information that they're using, voter population, whether there's any statistical studies to guide the process, GIS mapping. We need to know that. They cannot be locking themselves in secrecy and avoiding. We've been down this road before, and the end result is to subject the Belizean public to another 5 years of unfair representation and unconstitutional election and representation that follows. We cannot continue to repeat that process. With redistricting was due over the past 2 decades, and the Elections and Boundaries Commission and the government has consistently failed, and this time we want to ensure that they get it right.
In accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, the Elections and Boundaries Department, since receiving the request, has 14 days to indicate how they'll respond to Enriquez. Today, the National Bus Company introduced 2 new e-buses to their fleet. The new e-buses are part of a larger project that seeks to bring in an additional 18 buses by the end of the year. The Ministry of Transportation held a short inauguration ceremony in Belize City to introduce the new buses to their fleet and also to showcase a brand new camera monitoring system that will be installed throughout their fleet. 4 cameras will be installed in each bus to track its drivers and passengers.
We have 2 of 20 buses that we're bringing in to the fleet to replace the older buses that are there. You'll get an opportunity to take a good look at the 2 MCI buses. In addition to that, we want to show the camera system that we're putting inside the buses that will help us in a number of ways. We'll be able to monitor the bus from a control room and know where it is on the highway system across the country, and be able to tell things like the speed of the bus, also to see if there are any standees in the bus, what's happening inside the bus, monitor the performance of the driver and the conductor. That is a very, very important innovation for us, as it helps us with managing the operations of the company, and also with, of course, providing better service to our commuters that are our customers. So these are some of the nicer buses. The 2 buses you're seeing here were refurbished in 2016, so you'll see them for yourselves. And we have a new category called premium, right? So we've had the express buses and of course the regular runs. The premium now will be for buses that are 7 years or younger, meaning that we want the highest quality buses. They'll have Wi-Fi and all of that. These buses are still not in that category yet, but these will be for express runs. And again, it's just information to the public that NBC is doing what it said it would do, and hopefully by August, September, we could get in most of those 20 buses that we are planning to bring in.
When we decided on implementing this initiative, it came because of the amount of complaints we were receiving Of course, there are standees, as the minister had said, the driving patterns. Commuter safety had to be the first step for it. And so we invested in having the telematics installed. So at our control center, we'll be able to see driver patterns, whether or not there are standees on the buses. And of course, it goes in tandem with our system that we have at the office, where commuters can call in and say that these are the several issues that they're experiencing on the road, and we're able to track it based on the bus route that they have. So it's in order to ensure that we have a better commuter experience and also the safety of our commuters on the road.
Minister of Transport Louis Zabane says one of the primary benefits of the new camera system will be preventing buses from carrying standees.
In most other jurisdictions, developed countries, standees are allowed on city buses because the buses don't surpass a certain speed. So in the event of some accident, or people will not be harmed. But when you're talking highway speeds, 55 miles an hour, in some countries 65 or more, people are to be seated and have on their seat belts. And this is where we're going, National Bus Company, to be able to bring these things on gradually so that we can provide that kind of service to our commuters. The problems that have us where we are have occurred over 22 years, since 2004. And it occurred because subsequent departments of transport, ministers of transport gave out more and more road service permits, and that crowded the market. So from 2 operators then, the Novello Group and James, to 31 bus operators just before March of this year. That has meant a lot of difficulties. We create our own problems in terms of speeding, poor service to our customers, trying to get out of the same market a lot more, and so the operators cannot be sustainable. So with the model that we've used with National Bus Company, now we're able to rationalize the routes, be able to know where to put our buses, and in such a way that we don't need to have a racing for standees. The standees occurred because you have people who are racing past each other and trying to fill up the buses as much as you can. And that also is an environment for corruption, because then if you can't monitor your conductors properly, that is where a lot of monies are siphoned off. So the model of not having standees in this case is a good financial model as well as in terms of safety. So this camera system that we're putting in will be able to help us do that.
42-year-old Maurice Usher Jr. has been sentenced to 10 years and 9 days in prison after pleading guilty to manslaughter in the 2021 killing of Crooked Tree resident Jeffrey Crawford. The sentence was handed down on Tuesday by Justice Derek Sylvester in the High Court. Usher Jr. was initially charged with murder but later pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter after entering a not guilty plea to murder. In determining the sentence, Justice Sylvester adopted a starting point of 22 years and considered aggravating and mitigating factors, including Usher Jr.'s early guilty plea, which earned him a 1/3 reduction. The court also credited him for time already spent on remand, leaving him with 10 years and 9 days to serve. Crawford was reported missing on September 29, 2021 from his home near the Crooked Tree Village Junction along the Philip Golson Highway. Days later, his decomposed body was discovered in a shallow grave. Police investigations revealed that Crawford's red Nissan Pathfinder was also missing. A neighbor told investigators he had assisted 2 men in jump-starting the vehicle, believing they were acquaintances of Crawford. However, he later noticed Crawford lying unconscious in the back seat with apparent head injuries before the men drove away. The neighbor subsequently alerted police. A second suspect, 31-year-old Patrick Lloyd Young of Dangriga, was later arrested and charged in connection with the case. Young was arraigned in October 2025 and his matter remains before the magistrate's court pending a preliminary inquiry. A woman charged with 5 offenses tells court that she prefers jail over bail. We'll have that right after the break.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Time's ticking fast, future still unknown. Heartbeats in a rush, waiting for that dawn. Dreams are flying high, stars within our reach, chasing glowing lights, mystery.
This scholarship impacted my life in ways I cannot fully explain. Every day reminds me why I continue to work hard and stay focused on my goals. Personally, I am proud that I never gave up on myself. There were many moments when I wanted to quit, moments filled with stress, doubt, and exhaustion, but I kept pushing forward. And standing here today reminds me that every struggle was worth it.
The scholarship helped me become stronger because it gave me something powerful that is called motivation. It has pushed me to set goals, take my studies seriously, and to work towards attaining my objectives, one step at a time. Instead of wondering if I could reach my future, I began making it happen through discipline and effort.
Feel it in the air, it's strong.
To the graduating class of 2026, I want to leave you with this. Never underestimate your potential. Your circumstances do not define your future. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when things feel impossible, but do not allow temporary struggles to stop you from reaching your dream.
Believe in yourself and stay ready for opportunities because they will come when you prepare for them. Graduates, once again, congratulations. May your hard work continue to open doors. May you stay motivated when life becomes difficult. And may you always remember that you were not brought this far just to stop here.
Hope we're holding tight.
We have done our job through the great job that Restore Belize does. We gave you the runway. You have done yours. You earned the wings. Now, go into this nation and build it, not because the government says so, but because I Am Belize has taught you to do so. On behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister, we salute all you graduates.
Yeah, it's strong. Something big to come. Music starts, it won't be long.
Manholes play a critical role in keeping our sewage and drainage systems functioning properly. They allow our maintenance team to inspect, clean, and clear blockages. When covers are missing or compromised, the entire system and the public are placed at risk. Stealing or damaging manhole covers is a criminal offense and creates dangerous conditions on our streets and sidewalks. Motorists and drivers are reminded that it is an offense to park or drive on sidewalks. The weight of vehicles, large or small, can crack and dislodge manhole covers. In an ongoing effort to protect lives, property, and public infrastructure across Belize City, your Belize City Council continues its citywide manhole cover replacement program. Since the launch of this initiative, thousands of damaged or missing manhole covers have been replaced, improving safety, accessibility, and the overall appearance of our streets and sidewalks. Despite these strides, manhole covers continue to be stolen or damaged, creating serious risks for pedestrians and motorists, including severe injuries, traffic incidents, and damage to personal property. If you see a manhole cover that is broken, missing, or unsafe, report it immediately. Take a photo and share the location with us via WhatsApp at 673-9055 or by calling 227-2308. Remember, maintaining manhole covers requires a shared responsibility. Together, we can prevent accidents, protect public infrastructure, and keep Belize City safe for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Belize Electricity Limited is pleased to announce the holding of its 2024 annual general meeting at the BEL corporate headquarters on 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize City, Belize, at 3 p.m. on Thursday, June 19th, 2025. For registration purposes, shareholders are advised to bring along a valid identification, such as a social security card. Shareholders who are unable to attend may choose, and we encourage you to exercise this right, to appoint your proxy, or you can simply appoint the company's CEO or the corporate secretary as your proxy to represent you at the AGM. Proxy forms can be submitted at the BEL corporate headquarters on 2.5 miles Philip Wilson Highway or via email at shares@bel.com.bz no later than 5 p.m. on June 17th, 2025. For more information or assistance, contact BEL's Securities Officer at 227-0954 extension 1512.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
A Belize City mother is facing multiple criminal charges following an alleged altercation at a local shop and a subsequent incident with police officers while being detained. 44-year-old Anacelia Joycelyn Castillo was taken before the Belize City Magistrates Court earlier this morning, where she was read 5 charges, including aggravated assault with a knife involving Kaja Flowers, as well as several offenses against police officers, including resisting arrest, aggravated assault, wounding, and using insulting words. The alleged knife incident occurred earlier this week on Dean Street in Belize City, while the remaining charges stem from her arrest at her home on West Street. Castillo pleaded not guilty, telling the court that she was the one who was attacked and acted in self-defense. She was granted bail despite initially telling the court she did not want to be released, saying she would rather spend time in custody. Castillo's bail was set at $4,000 plus 2 sureties of $2 each. She is also required to report to Precinct 1 police station once a week beginning Friday. In an interview after obtaining bail, Castillo maintained her innocence, claiming she went to a shop when a confrontation broke out and that she acted in self-defense. She also alleged that she was mistreated during her arrest, saying a female officer injured her foot while a male officer allegedly used excessive force against her. Castillo further stated that she plans to file a complaint against the officers involved.
I was detained sake of a young lady that was in Mr. Sam's shop. I come and buy, and she come and buy too, but you know when problem, the kids will walk around and make problem. And she said I had a knife at her with a pepper spray. But I not do that, but I have pepper spray and my bora. I never have no knife because I know me there right now.
Okay, so what are
the issue? And then the police look like them fishy man come pick up me. So the police choke me, haul one on my breast and I bite out the hand.
Are you gonna
I want to sue there, yes, I go to make a report right now. When I go sign in on Friday.
And and you were offered bail with conditions of
Yes.
signing. I mean, do you think that necessary?
I don't think so neither. But you know, you do it because the police, once you don't have money that believes, they don't make it here.
A 30-year-old Belize City taxi driver has been charged after police allegedly discovered an unlicensed firearm and ammunition during a vehicle search on Central American Boulevard. According to police, officers were conducting patrols in the area at around 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 9th, when they stopped and searched a Toyota Sienna LE van. During the search, officers reportedly found a Bersa pistol along with a magazine containing 40 live rounds of .38 rounds of ammunition. The driver was identified as Emerson Ellis West, a Belizean taxi driver of a Belize City address. Police say West is not the holder of a valid gun license. Following the discovery, West was arrested and formally charged with kept firearm without a gun license and kept ammunition without a gun license. Today, West appeared unrepresented before Senior Magistrate in Court Number 2, where he was read 2 criminal offenses of keeping unlicensed firearms and ammunition. West pleaded not guilty to both charges, but due to the nature of the offense, bail was denied and he was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until August 10, 2026. Conversations about the indigenous identity in Belize often lead to debates about which ethnic groups were here first and what that means for land rights today. In many cases, Maya and Garifuna communities have been at the center of those discussions. Now, the National Creole Council of Belize is making it clear that Creole people should have a seat at the table in that discussion. In a recent statement, the council called for greater recognition of Creole history, heritage, and ancestral ties to communities across Belize as they push for a stronger voice in matters involving land and indigenous identity. The council maintains that Creoles are one of Belize's founding peoples and have deep historical roots in communities across the country. The statement pointed to several communities including Placencia, City River, Gales Point, Monkey River, Belize City, Mascal, Guinea Grass, More Tomorrow, and others. According to the council, the issue is about more than determining who owns land. National Creole Council President Wilford Felix says the matter speaks to the respect and equal treatment that Creole people deserve.
This is not just about land. The land happens to be the current issue where we face. But this declaration that the National Creole Council has made, they're not just something new. This is a discussion that we've been having for several years now, and we finally come to an assertive conclusion unanimously that we are now moving forward with. So it's not just about land. It's not just about whatever clarification needs to be made with regarding to the boundaries of villages like Placencia and Saint Bite, and in the other part, City River and Hopkins. It's not just about the boundaries. It's about the mutual respect that Creole people deserve. We will extend this press release into a series of educational disclosures, particularly in the villages that are currently affected, as well as the other indigenous Creole villages across Belize. Creole, they're not just where, or you said that you're a Creole. Just like how Garifuna can trace lineages, just like how the Yucatec Maya and the Kekchi Maya can trace lineages, so too can the Creole people. And so the establishment of, or the identification of us being indigenous is with the basis of the research that has been done in terms of our lineage. And this is how we can now unequivocally state that Belize Creole people have ties to the Musqueam nation, not just historically, but still presently. We want our Belizeans to understand that the root of what we're aiming for is truth and rights, equal rights and justice, freedom, justice, and equality. That's all we after. And to assert ourselves in what the actual historical records are, not what's made up, not what the propaganda, but what the actual facts are regarding Creole, regarding our roots, and regarding our indigeneity.
The island of San Pedro is currently in the middle of a huge sargassum problem. San Pedro is being inundated by large quantities of sargassum, with residents reporting that this year's influx appears to be more severe than in 2025. The persistent buildup of the seaweed has continued to worsen in recent weeks, raising concerns among residents and tourist stakeholders. Adding to those concerns, residents reported on Tuesday evening that sargassum had reached the island's western shoreline for the first time, signaling the growing extent of the invasion. Last week, Minister Anthony Mahler, who sits on Cabinet's sargassum subcommittee, commented on the issue, stating that it will take a regional effort to address this problem.
Do you feel hopeless in the face of that problem?
Some days, because I don't think we're looking at this heavily as a region, and I push it personally in both meetings for Central America and the Caribbean. But I don't think we have worked on this collectively and with science behind it to see how we can deal with it. The scientists say that it's coming out of the Amazon and then out of the Sargasso Sea and a whole pile of things. So we just have to try it. If you can see Playa del Carmen, we got lucky over the last month or so, and most of it went up to Mexico, and they are taking a beating right now, and they have much bigger budgets, and they have the Coast Guard working and all kind of thing to try to, and it still just keeps coming because you can't work 24/7 in that environment. So by the time you wake up in the morning, a boatload or a beach load of sargassum has washed up on the beaches, right?
CEO caucus brings replanting program to schools in push for 1 million trees by 2035. More on that story when Plus News returns.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Serious about your sound? So are we. At Lavitza, music isn't just business, it's our vibe. From first-time players to seasoned pros, Belize chooses Lavitza. Whether you're a solo artist, band, church, school, or marching band, we speak your language. Experience the crisp keys of a Yamaha, the legendary beat of Pearl and Tama drums, and a premium selection of guitars, mics, mixers, and speakers. We only stock the best, gear that's built to perform, designed to last, and backed by expert service with a smile. At Lavitza, it's about more than the equipment. It's about friendship and the joy of making music. Your passion is our mission. No cash? No worries. Ask about our flexible payment plans. From the mainland to the islands, we ship countrywide. Lavitza, the good stuff at better prices.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
biggest tournament requires the ultimate streaming experience with NextGen TV. Win with NextGen. Pay your bill or sign up for a NextGen bundle plan for a chance to win a 43, 55, or up to 65-inch smart TV bundle, a brand new soundbar, and many more prizes. Get ready to witness football history being made with NextGen. Not a NextGen TV subscriber yet? Contact us to subscribe today. NextGen TV, your stadium at home.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Today marks the first stop in a nationwide school outreach series under the CEO Caucus Replanting Program, which through the Greening Belize initiative aims to plant 1 million trees by the year 2035. The Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Solid Waste Management launched the activity today at Our Lady of Fatima RC School in Roaring Creek. The program engages students through planting activities, waste separation and environmental education. The school visits are the first in a series scheduled across the country, which are set to take place every month. CEO in the ministry, Milagro Matus, explained that the program is designed to go beyond tree planting alone, as it focuses on empowering the youth as future custodians of the environment.
So the program here today, CEO Caucus, is basically launching the first Greening Belize program in schools. The intention is to do this throughout all the schools countrywide. We intend to plant trees in the school compounds and also to place bins throughout the schools and to also sensitize the children about keeping the place clean and green. Schools are very important. The children are the future of our country. We need to get them engaged from very young. So that is why we are sensitizing this particular population. Of course, this program extends the children and the classroom setting. We're trying to get public sector involved, also and private sector involved in this initiative by signing MOUs, but we felt like focusing on the students and children would have been a greater impact. Of course, you know that the CEO Caucus can't go to every school, but the Department of the Environment and the Department of Forestry, they're doing their part to tackle all the schools. We have an intention also to cover all public parks and all public areas. So all those areas when you're entering the border, to beautify those areas. So that's the intention, to work with the city councils, the town councils, to get the trees growing.
So far, the ministry has been working to conduct assessments to determine how far along the country is in terms of trees already planted in relation to the goal of 1 million trees. CEO Matus is calling on the public to do their part in keeping Belize green.
Well, right now we are doing an assessment, almost like a census of trees throughout the country of Belize to determine exactly how many trees we have. And then thereafter, we intend to be able to have a better understanding of exact on how we are with the numbers. But the intention is for the next few months to continue collecting data to ensure that the cover structures within the country, within the government of Belize are up and running, and that we have seedling production and that kind of thing. We're working on a Greening Belize app so that the public can also join us in this initiative, because we can't do it by ourselves. I would like to encourage the public to not to cut down the trees, to grow trees, to support us too, because we will be planting trees in public areas. So if you see the plant in need of a little water, give it a little water. We also want to encourage the public to keep the place clean. We're putting bins throughout the country. We're working along with the town councils, the village councils, to ensure that there are bins located, especially in public spaces. But we really need the public to cooperate and put the garbage in the right place.
Belize highlighted key investment and trade opportunities during the 9th American Business Summit 2026, held from June 4th through to the 7th in Puerto Morelos, Quintana Roo, Mexico. The Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Investment, through the Investment Policy and Compliance Unit, the IPCU, and Beltrade, participated in the summit, which brought together more than 560 businesses from Mexico's construction and services sectors. During the event, Belize joined representatives of the government of Quintana Roo in presenting opportunities for developing new markets through the Belize-Mexico border region. The presentation emphasized the area's potential as a logistics, industrial, and commercial corridor linking Mexico with Belize and the wider CARICOM market. Officials also highlighted the growing partnership between Belize and Quintana Roo, noting opportunities to expand trade, strengthen infrastructure and logistics, and attract foreign investment. The proposed Port of Belize project was featured as a key initiative aimed at enhancing manufacturing, maritime, and logistics capabilities between southern Mexico and Belize, while facilitating access to CARICOM markets. Representing Belize at the summit were Lincoln Blake, Director of the Investment Policy and Compliance Unit, and Ishmael Quiros, Executive Director of Beltrade, along with technical staff from both organizations. And we now come to the end of our newscast for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning into Plus News, and be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country and what affects Belize externally. Do take care. Have a lovely night, Belizeans. God bless.